Hi, welcome back to Live Positive Life Coaching. Today, we're going to go ahead and step away from the relationship post and kind of touch on a post that I believe affects people, most people, if not all people, at some point in their life. Excuse me, today I have a little bit of a allergy, so I do apologize in advance. Let me go ahead and get this shared. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read the post. I do not know the age or the sex of this person, so we'll just go ahead and read it as is, and then I'll come back and give my commentary. How to stop negative thinking when you don't have an inner monologue. Okay, so I don't have an inner monologue. Although if I try, I can have one, but it is something I have to consciously do. I could not imagine doing it all the time since it takes effort and feels way too slow than my regular thinking. Most of the time when I think negatively, I don't hear the constant criticism that others with an inner monologue hear. However, the effect is the same. I feel crappy and am in a bad mood. I become aware of my negativity through my behavior. But all people can tell you to do is think positive affirmations. But what can I do when I don't have an inner voice most of the time? It would take so much effort to internally scream, excuse me, those positive affirmations every time I notice myself feeling crappy. Can anyone without an internal monologue share their methods? Okay, so first of all, let's go back to the beginning of this post. Well, let's go back to, there's a lot of thoughts going on in this post. And if we were to put it in the model, as you've seen in past episodes, you would see where maybe a lot of the negativity she's experiencing or he is experiencing to create this post may be coming from. But that's a whole nother episode, and I don't want to go into model work today. I just want to kind of really pick this apart in regards to positive thinking and negative mindset. So she says, or he says, they say that to be able to have an inner monologue, it has to be something that they do consciously. And this is true. It's a habit you have to develop to start having those conversations with yourself. I've always been the habit, whether it was before coaching or after coaching, of talking to myself. So it comes naturally to kind of have those conversations with myself. But since coaching, the types of conversations I'm having with myself are different. They're more positive, more curious, more, let's see what's going on for me. So then they continue. I could not imagine doing it all the time since it takes effort. Yes, it does. Changing your mindset is not easy. It's not something you get to a point and then you're able to stop working on. It's as if you changed your eating habits and your exercise habits to get healthy. And you finally got to where you wanted to be, whether it was looking at maybe your cholesterol levels, the scale, the way you feel, a size, your sugar levels, whatever you're gauging your progress by. You got to that point, you got to your goal. And all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm here, I'm done. What's going to happen to all the work that you've done to get to where you're at? It's all going to go back because you're going to revert back to the way you used to be. So mindset is no different. Mindset is something you have to work on forever. It gets easier, it becomes more natural, but it's not something you get to a point and you're done. So just wanted to kind of touch on, it takes effort, especially in the beginning, to change the way you think. Then they bring up that it feels way too slow. Now, that is such a heavy statement. So if we were to put that in the model, you would see how that thought alone is not serving you. It's not helping you in progressing and changing your mindset. But also, because this person is on Reddit, knows how to use more complex language, can type, can post. I'm going to guess they're at least, because we don't know the age, 16 years or above. The thinking that they currently have took at least 16 years to get there. So the slow part, no matter where you're at, it took time to get to where you're at. So any effort in changing will be slow, but is meaningful. It's the way that you gotta look at it, have fun with it, experiment with it, lose the heaviness behind wanting to change the way you think. Most of the time when I think negatively, I don't hear the constant criticism that others with inner monologue hear. However, the effect is the same. I want to touch on that one because people that have a positive mindset are not usually criticizing themselves. Criticism of yourself is not going to get you the results that you want. Curiosity, asking yourself, why do I feel the way I feel? What's going on for me? Dig deep inside yourself and see what's really happening. Why are you feeling this way? Why are you choosing these thoughts? If somebody does something and you're having thoughts about it, question why you're having those thoughts about it, question why they may have done what they did. Really start questioning everything around you, because that's going to bring more answers than their example of criticism. I know very few people that have changed because of criticism. Healthy criticism from others, like if you're in a job and, okay, you did this wrong, here's the correct way, that's good. But when it's criticism of yourself just to criticize, say, for example, you're on a goal to lose weight, and one time if you weigh yourself weekly or daily and you have the scale go in a different direction than what you want, or is not what you were expecting, criticism looks like going back and looking at everything you did wrong, and that's why that scale didn't move, and you're starting to get angry and upset. How do those feelings motivate you to continue? That's what I'm speaking of when I talk about criticism. Curiosity feels much better and gets better results. Then she goes on, or he goes on and says that people talk about positive affirmations. I want to touch on affirmations for a second. Yes, affirmations can be good, but here's the problem with affirmations. So if I put on my vision board or my mirror and I say to myself every morning, I'm so awesome. Unless I believe that thought deep down in my subconscious level, that's just words. So when you're speaking of affirmations, so here's what I want to kind of demonstrate. We'll go back to the example of I'm so awesome. So I wake up, I go to my mirror, I look at myself, I'm so awesome. My subconscious is saying, not really. And we'll start counting up all the ways that I'm not awesome, all the ways that I've messed up. And so I have my conscious and subconscious fighting, because one, it has not changed to becoming true. So it's just a word. So in another way to use affirmations is, so you could say, I'm going to be awesome. I'm working on being awesome. Because if you are making steps to make changes, you are working on it. That's believable. That's something your subconscious and your conscious can both be on board with, because the evidence is there. That's going to work much better than saying something that you don't believe to be true. It might be true, but your mind doesn't believe it. And that's where you need to get baby step your way to believing those affirmations. So make sure there's qualifiers or ways to get your brain to your subconscious and your conscious to become in agreement with each other. And you'll get much better movement. But then she also, or sorry, I keep saying that. I don't know if this is a boy or a girl. They also mentioned how it would take so much effort to internally scream positive affirmations. Again, we touched on positive affirmations, but look at this sentence. Look at this thought. Nobody should be screaming at themselves, even if it is positive affirmations. Screaming is so like, it holds in my mind, in my body of feelings, something very heavy or negative. If I'm trying to change my mindset from negative to positive, I'm not screaming it at myself. I'm giving myself compassion. I'm talking to myself, seeing what's going on. I want to show interest. When I really care about somebody, I show interest. I ask questions. Do that with yourself. Ask yourself questions. What is going on with you? Be compassionate. So, for example, let's go back to the example of if you're losing weight and say you did what you might call a slip and you ate something that wasn't on your protocol. Find out why. Ask yourself with compassion, what was going on for you? Why did you feel like you needed that? Why did you want it? And sometimes it might just be because I did, and that's fine, and move on. If you can drop the heaviness behind doing something that you feel is wrong, you're going to make better movement, because there really is not a right or wrong once it's done, number one. Well, there is, as far as if we take it on an outer scale, but in the realm of what I'm talking about, eating, if I eat something in the past and I can't change it, holding myself and telling myself how wrong that was is not helping me move forward in understanding, number one, why I did it, and then number two, how I can make those changes to overcome those feelings next time. For myself, cravings are where I need to do my work, and I need to question why I give into those more than I should. I don't think there's anything that should be off limits for you in a dieting realm. But if you are focusing on health and you are being instructed that things are needing to change to remain healthy or active or avoiding any medical issues, you need to make changes. And so when you give in to things that you shouldn't because it's not good for your health, question why. Do it with love and tenderness, and you'll make much more improvement and understanding. And I know those are just examples. I can pick up some other ones with relationships or with our careers or just anything. We can nitpick all day long on ourselves, and that's what we're most best at, is self-criticism, and it's never a good situation. So again, watch how even your thoughts are in your mind. The internally screaming is just a heavy thought to have. And so then they are requesting help. So that's my advice. I doubt they'll see this video, but if they do, I hope they get some value out of it. And I hope you've gotten some value out of it to understand how having an inner monologue, or just talking to yourself and questioning yourself on how you're feeling. Even it might be a good exercise. If you're feeling good, why are you feeling good? There's nothing wrong in that. Most people don't ever question that, because they only question when they don't feel good, because they consider something went wrong, and maybe something didn't. Life is 50-50, 50% good, 50% bad. And it's how we deal with that 50% bad. We can stay stuck in it. We can stay in a victim mentality, because no matter what happens to you in life, there's always two or more ways to look at it that can either be beneficial and serve you, or that can hold you down. I hope you found value in this. If you did and you want some great positive coaching, go ahead and schedule a consultation. The link is in the comments, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful day and are able to get some value out of this. And I'll talk to you later.